Oh, so how's everything going?
It's good. Just got done working and yeah, just chilling.
Let's say,
Chilling.
let's want to start by just introducing yourself, people that don't know who you are.
Yeah, so I'm Rachel Beverly, raised in Cortland, New York, Virgil, New York, musician, singer-songwriter, and now I live in Ithaca, New York, performing all around the Finger Lakes and upstate New York as well.
How
That's
old
awesome.
How old are you?
26.
Oh, okay.
How long have you been doing this, performing live?
I started doing open mic nights in 2014 out in Cortland, and then it's just kind of spread like wildfire ever since then. I just started playing one gig a week maybe, and then now, well, usually during the summer, pre-COVID, summer times, I usually would play 4 to 5 shows a week. So.
Nice. What kind of music do you do?
Well, I write my own music, so singer-songwriter, and then I do a bunch of cover songs from Amy Winehouse, Johnny Cash, Ed Sheeran, some newer stuff. Try to hit all demographics, genres, because you never know who you're going to get in your audience. So I've got about 4 hours worth of cover material.
Nice. That's awesome.
Thank you.
And you say you do original songs, right? Like you write your own songs. Do you have anything out for people to listen to?
Yeah, so I've got music all the way out from 2016 on iTunes, iMusic, Spotify, all the streaming services that are out to the public. And if you don't have streaming services or subscribe to them, you can check them out on my website, rachelbeverlymusic.com, for free. And then I think a couple months ago, I started getting into producing my own music. I'm actually in my little studio right now. But and the song "The Reckoning" was just released. All produced by myself, written by myself, and I released it on my Facebook page, Rachel Beverly Music. So
That's awesome. I worked in Ithaca for over 10 years, and I think I don't think we've ever actually like met in person.
no,
And go ahead.
You went to TC3, right?
I did go to TC3, yeah.
Yeah, I went to TC3 as well.
What year did you go?
I graduated. So I started 2011 and then graduated in 2013, December 2013.
I think as I was going in, you were going out the door. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Did you do the digital cinema program?
I did, yeah.
That's what I did as well. Yep.
All right, we probably met then at this.
Yeah, I feel like our cross have definitely paths have definitely crossed.
Yeah, that's small. It's a small town, so like we definitely,
Yeah, for sure.
we're together at some point, maybe in the war room or something, and
Yeah.
the TC3 there. So how's it been going on as far as live music in the area here, especially with COVID stuff?
I mean, I was supposed to have a couple gigs last weekend and then a couple gigs this weekend. They all got canceled. It depends on what establishment you're playing at, what their comfort level is. So a lot of people, well, some people, I won't say a lot of people, some establishments have canceled their summer music series throughout, which is completely okay with me because, like I said, it's all up to your comfort level. I've had maybe 7 or 8 shows since everything, the bands ever started lifting, on the phases after phase 3 and phase 4. And it's been going really well so far. It feels great to be back. But it's definitely a different feeling for sure, before COVID. Yeah. And before, my last show was March 17th at a winery called White Springs Winery in Geneva. And then after that, I didn't play for 3.5 months out live. So
that's got to be rough to be like playing for a long time. All of a sudden you just.
Yeah, it was. The first couple of weeks were nice. I was learning a bunch of new covers, got time to relax, because weekends are pretty scarce for me. I don't get to really do that much stuff, at least during the nighttime, because that's where I make my living. But so it was nice to have a couple weekends off. But after about like a couple weeks, I was itching to get back. And then once 3.5 months, it was just like, when are we going to start playing again? So it was, there was definitely like a saving grace to have Facebook Live, there to have like everybody kind of jumped on that bandwagon, which is a great thing and gives me the opportunity to see a bunch of musician and friends perform that I want to give a chance to see, because most of the time I'm playing when they're performing as well.
Yeah.
So
that's pretty neat. How is that? Do you get a lot of people to tune in for the Facebook Live thing? Because is it something that do they promote your stuff, or do you have to like do ad for it for it to
I
get
mean,
views?
I've been doing this thing called Monday Night Jam sessions since basically August 2019. At first, I would just go live with a couple songs, and that was just kind of like a Monday night thing, just because usually everybody has Monday night off. They're getting ready to start their work week. And that's something I've carried with me every Monday throughout COVID, all the way from last August to now. So I've always been doing a Monday night live. And then I started incorporating like Footloose Friday as well, so Monday and Friday. It really depends on if, what the weather's like outside. Are people on Facebook? I've been doing it Monday at 7 p.m. Usually Mondays I have a bigger turnout just because a lot of times when people are out on Friday, they're not on Facebook as much,
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, we used to drop our stuff on Friday, but it just seemed like not many people are. Everybody's doing their own thing on Friday.
Yeah, I feel like Monday, Wednesday, and Sunday, those are like some of the best days, just because people are either Monday, they're starting their work week, they're starting to get back to Sunday, they're winding down, and then Wednesday, they're just kind of chill out. And then Thursday, everybody's out for Thursday night. So
Right. As in Wednesday, it's hump day. Everybody's like, "Oh my God, this week is taking forever."
Yep, yeah, they just needed something a little bit to get them by. So.
Is that your studio where you make music?
Yeah. So if I turned you around, I don't know if I could turn you around that way.
Give us the official tour.
Yeah. So I got my photo behind there.
Form the triangle there behind you. I really like that design.
Oh, thank you. It's actually, you know where Boyceville cottages are?
No.
Oh, so it's just like a little community of cottages, but yeah. So I'm in my own cottage, but yeah. So it's a little setup. Yeah, right out the window there. So yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, I got all the stuff in the beginning of January just to kind of like, because I'm all self-taught, so I've just been using YouTube as like my right-hand man, basically.
Wow,
so
that's amazing.
Thank you. Besides, TC3 and everything, digital cinema, well, I learned a ton there, but I didn't go to school for like music production or music theory or anything like that. So.
Did you do anything with the degree, like as far as video making or anything after college?
Not really. I mean, I did an internship in LA after I graduated with TC3, Chrissy Guest. And I wanted to be a music supervisor, so they pick out music for like the TV shows or movies or anything. And I want my, now the goal is to have my music featured in television shows or movies and everything like that. So once I exited that internship, I realized that as the amount of time it would take me to be a successful music supervisor, going through the ropes as a PA, doing all this, grabbing people coffee, I would want to do everything. But you guys know all about that.
Yeah.
Grunt work for about 5 years,
Yeah, sometimes it's I mean, going that route where you go through basically every position before you get to where you want to be.
Yeah.
I mean, if you have the energy for it, that's great. If you have the patience for it, that's great. But sometimes it's just better to do a alternate route for it. You know what I mean? Try to go the other way and go straight for it and get experience as you go.
Yeah, for sure. I 100% agree with that. I have friends too that, are down in New York City, one's in Boston, one's, still out in LA doing her thing, so it's very inspiring, it's great to see them thriving like that too. So
yeah, I give them props. Like I know a couple people that went to LA after we graduated, and that's great. I'm so happy for them that they actually took the initiative to do it. I mean, I was going to do the same thing, but I decided instead of, because it was gonna be rough because I would have to move my whole family there and everything. So I decided just to stick around here and try to, I have a good job here, and I'm trying to work on my things as I go, and hopefully it's starting to take off a little bit. My projects improve every time I do something. I can see significant improvement, which is basically what I'll be doing over there anyway.
Exactly.
So I might as well just do it here. And I have a group of friends that supportive friends, and I have great people to work with, like Mike and Chad. So yeah, it's been working great.
Yeah. Well, congratulations. That's great to hear.
Yeah. So how is it? What's your process as far as writing songs? What do you go through? Like, how do you get inspired to actually sit down and write anything?
Well, I've only been writing for about since I've been playing live out for about like 6 years, since 2014. Yeah, 2020 now. At first, when I first started out, I would use a lot of my own experiences. You know, a lot of my songs, if you would listen to them, they're about like my love life, what I've been through, because, you know, I haven't been through that much stuff. So I would feed off of what was going on in my love life. Now my focus on songwriting is through other people's perspective, you know, like, so for instance, I binge watched the HBO series Girls during COVID. I've watched it for the second time, but anyways, during quarantine, because it's one of my favorites. But there's this relationship between a male and a female in there, and I kind of really like the storyline between them. So I sat down, and usually I would pluck a melody on the guitar first, try to find something that I enjoy listening to. And sometimes that may take hours, you know, and most of the time it's just, I'm not trying, I just find something like a melody. And once I do that, I'll try to find the kind of melody that goes along with it. So just the one song.
We're gonna get a tutorial. That's great.
Yeah, one song that's pertaining to the Girls HBO show is the song that I actually dropped on Rachel Beverly Music Facebook page. Is called The Reckoning. But I would just come up with like a simple, you know, chord progression. So. And then kind of a melody go along with it. Do 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 do. You know, and then kind of fill in little words in there. Most of the time, the lyrics, I'll go through them at the end after laying it all down, laying after the chorus, the lyrics, you know, a couple lyrics, and I'll be like, I don't like that one. There's songs still that I have to this day that I'm just like, I need to change that lyric, or like, I want to swap out this chorus. I want to swap out this lyric, this verse for this verse. You know, it just makes more sense. And that's just how the process goes. I have trouble pulling the trigger on being able to finish songs, especially in the production aspect, just because I'm very like a perfectionist. So it's like, and especially when you're producing, listening to it over and over again, you're just like, is this good enough? You know, when is the time to kind of step away? So
yeah, I think you're not alone in that. And it's not, and it's not just, I don't think it's just music. It's in everything that people are passionate about.
Oh, I bet, yeah.
I'm so scared people listening, but oh my God, there's a flaw in this. I got to figure out what the hell the flaw is, because I can hear it.
Most of the time, you're the only one who notices the flaw, too. Yes. You know, that little like,
Yeah. So. Yeah. It's a terrible thing actually to have, just because a lot of the times you just scrap a whole thing and just don't show it at all, just because you're afraid of it, of the feedback, or afraid that you didn't do it justice. And it's not a good thing. People want to hear, if people want to hear your music, just don't be in control of it. Have somebody else choose for you.
Yeah. Well, that's when I usually have my girlfriend, Jessica, helps me a lot out with, like, you know, being a second ear, and a bunch out with a lot of like, what is it called, Jessica? Feedback, and just, you know, helping me in like the social media aspect as well, you know, because I have, not that I have trouble with it, but it's not like one of my favorite things to do. You know, I'd rather be making music, you know, and doing all that. So, but unfortunately, you know, that's, if not just as important, if not more important, as just as the music, you know. So
yeah, it's I think I'm the same way when I write something. Like, sometimes I just scrap a whole thing that I don't like. I write a few pages and I'm like, I think this is crap. You know, and I just judge it by myself without having to have anybody read it with me, or just and actually, the first film that I did, I almost didn't. After I graduated, I almost didn't do it, just because I wrote it, and I wasn't sure that it was good. Like, I sat on it for a while, for weeks, just debating whether to do it. And I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna send it to somebody to see what they think. So I sent it to somebody, a friend of mine, a few weeks later, and he read it, and he's like, dude, what are you doing? You need to get on this. You need to. This is great. So like, if I hadn't done that, then I wouldn't. I would still probably be still sitting on it and not doing anything about it.
Yeah,
so sometimes you need that friend, that Jessica friend, to actually do that for you.
Yeah, that's not, not that I don't love like my mother and father's opinion, but that's not like biased. Like,
that's biased, yeah.
Yeah. But because for a while, they're the only ones that I would be like, hey, I'm gonna bounce this off of you really quick and let me know what you're thinking. They're like, that's great, and I'm like,
oh no.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Jessica's brutally honest, but I thank them at the same time, because I look back at, voice memos from after I graduated high school, when I first started playing the guitar, and teaching myself, and I was had such a baby voice, and I'm like, oh my God, why didn't my parents let me want to pursue this, But if I didn't, a lot of people ask me today, what's your advice? And it's practice. Your vocal cords are a muscle just like anything else, so. Yeah.
Did you said yourself taught, did you go to school for music at all, or just YouTube? That's all of it is YouTube?
I don't even know how to read music. So
wow.
When I play guitar, it's all like just muscle memory, and then just remembering what chord, basically it's muscle memory. And then there's this amazing app called Guitar Tabs. It's right on like the Apple Store. You can get it at anywhere basically. And then, people write guitar tabs for certain songs, and then they'll put like the little chords and everything up there.
Just to show you how to hold your fingers for the songs?
Yeah. I mean, back in the day, I would just be like, how to play the G chord, how to play D, how to play D minor,
Oh.
Yeah.
That's fascinating, because I bought a guitar. I was, were you with me, Mike, that day when I bought a guitar?
No.
I was with you that day. I remember exactly. I think we were editing something or something, and in Binghamton, and I, on the way home, like, you know what? I'm gonna stop by a music store to pick up something. I don't know what I'm gonna pick up. I'm gonna look and see. So I stopped by, and I went inside just looking around, and I just was like, you know what? I'm in the mood for a guitar. I'm gonna look for guitars. So I'm just looking at guitars, and I saw one, and I saw somebody playing the guitar there, and I sat with him, and I'm like. He was playing wonderfully. He's like going at it, and I'm like, oh my God, this is great. I want to do that. I want to be able to play like that. So I asked him, like, hey man, like, can you help me choose a guitar? I have no idea what I'm gonna buy, because I don't know anything about guitars. And he actually, walked with me for like 10 minutes, telling me about guitars and which one does what, and which one will be perfect for beginners. And he doesn't even work there. He's doing it just for fun.
Yeah.
And I ended up buying one. From there, I took it home. I got everything. I got all the stuff that you play with, and I got, I'm excited. I'm thinking, oh, this is going to be easy as hell. I'm going to sit down, and within a couple of days, I'm going to be playing I played for like an hour, just played with it, just to try to get some YouTube tutorials, and it's hard. Like it's really hard, and I'm trying to hold it right, and I'm a giant, so I need to figure out exactly how to hold it.
Yeah. Your muscles and your finger too, they don't want to. I can't even make the G, thing without the guitar, the neck in my hand.
Yeah.
The muscles, your fingers don't want to be placed in that certain. It's not familiar with it. That's why it's such muscle memory too.
Yeah. So I guess what I'm leading to now is, what is the best way for somebody who does not know how to read music? What are the steps you took to actually be able to play any note or any song?
Just find a song that you love. One of the first songs that I listened to was The Only Exception by Paramore, because it's such like a do do do. It's such a simple guitar melody. Download Guitar Tabs, type in The Only Exception, it'll be right on there. And then they'll have the little lyrics, and then have the chords. So it's say G, D, and then type on YouTube, how do you play the G chord, and then just play the G chord. And then once you get that down, learn how to play the D chord. Don't do anything. Practice the transition from G to D, because that's like the hardest thing. I was just actually talking to somebody about this at a show last weekend at 4th of July show, and he came up to me. It's just like the same question basically you had, like what is your advice to people who are starting to begin to play guitar? And it's just like practice, even if it's for 20-30 minutes a day. It's just practicing, just with anything else.
Right.
It's just your mind. Anybody can play the guitar.
Are you a gamer? Do you play games?
Yeah.
Did you play The Last of Us 2?
No, I haven't yet, but I played the first one. Is it
All
sick?
right. No, it's amazing, but I'm not going to spoil it for you. The reason why I'm asking, Mike is smiling already. I've been talking to everybody about The Last of Us 2. That comes on.
I went through the other podcasts that you've done, and I saw that you guys did one of
We
them.
did it with Mushaka. Yeah, he finished it, so we did a conversation about it. But the reason why I'm asking you this is because in the actual game, they have a mechanic where you can play the guitar, and they have all the notes in there.
Yeah.
And you can actually, and they were, if you look up YouTube, The Last of Us Part 2 guitar covers, actually people spent hours to try to master covers for songs. Yeah. And some of them played their own songs that covered it in the game. And it's amazing. Like, and they have like the girl holding it, and there's a image that pops up with the chords, and you choose which chord to play, and she plays it right then. And with the hand motions and everything, and it's amazing.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really cool. So that sparked me now to actually make, I want to relearn the guitar that I bought almost a year ago, and I haven't played it.
Inspiration can spark from literally anywhere, so and the same, same goes for songwriting, writing a script, doing anything. So
right.
Yeah.
Man, that's awesome. How long did it take you to actually be comfortable with it, to feel natural at it?
Well, I picked up the first guitar I brought was a Takamine Jasmine guitar, and that was the summer of 2011, right after I graduated from high school. And I put that down because I started to go to TC3 for digital cinema. So my focus wasn't primarily on playing the guitar, although I did, maybe not like every day, but like every, once a week or every 2 weeks, pick up the guitar and started playing again. And that lasted for maybe like 2.5 years. And I would, sing, because the main reason why I picked up the guitar was so I could have an instrument for backup when I wanted to sing. I wanted to be a singer. And after I graduated from TC3, so beginning of 2014, that's when I really started playing every single day. I was just like, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it right. I'm going to teach myself, I'm going to be comfortable. First open mic night was October 2014, and I was comfortable, but I would go back every Sunday and just become more comfortable, so, and it's just doing it week after week. Thankfully, I had a great, support system, at the open mic nights. The guy who ran it, Jimmy Lawler, is a great friend of mine, and just really believed in me and wanted me to come back. So that was, very inspiring.
That's cool.
But probably around like October, around the end of 2014.
So about like 3 years, you said? Maybe 3 years?
About 3 years off and on, yeah.
And it became comfortable after that to just pick it up and just play.
Yeah. I mean, now sometimes it'll take me, depending on what song it is, if I know the song, it'll take me 10 to 15 minutes to learn it, On other times, I'll have to, if people do a request song, I'll have to listen to a song. If I don't know, I'll have to listen to it, repeat every day. I mean, not like repeat on and off, repeat for the day, and then the next day go and try to make it my own, because most of the songs too, when you do them as a cover, you're intentionally spinning them to make it your own, but You're not really doing it. It's just kind of like,
you just feel in the music, you just go with whatever you feel.
It's like, this is how I see the song. So yeah.
How do you come up with your own songs if you don't know how to, like, the formal notes of playing guitar? That's crazy.
Yeah, I guess, I've played so many cover songs, and I've heard so many songs that you just kind of like steal, not like steal intentionally, but like, it's just like, oh, this song was G, D, E, say the chord progression was G, D, E minor, C. I want to make something like that, but I'll switch the chords around, you know. It's just playing with chord progressions, strumming patterns is a big one, you know, and just being able to hear the music too. So yeah, I don't really know how to explain it. It's just really it's just a weird thing, you know.
You have to feel it.
Yeah, you know, and a lot of, I mean, you could Google and it'd be a bunch of musicians that are super popular, you know, like not even just now, like on a Hot 100, you know, like old musicians too that don't know how to read music, that just know how to play music.
I mean, it's like a language. You don't really need to learn.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You don't need to go to school to learn how to talk, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's a bad analogy, but you know, you get what I mean. Like, you can communicate with people without going to school is what I'm. So you can communicate with your instrument without actually going to, you know. Yeah. That's awesome. I'm gonna try it again to see, maybe every couple of days. Since I'm home, I've been working from home since March. Yeah. So might as well every couple of days just grab it and strum along for a few.
Yeah.
Doesn't everybody learn Smoke on the Water first?
What'd you say?
Doesn't everybody learn Smoke on the Water?
Yeah, right? Yeah. I feel like that's the electric guitar.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which that is a completely different ball game. Electric guitar and acoustic guitar.
Have you tried it before?
The electric guitar, yeah. I haven't. That's one that I would, love to learn, the best, I always say the best thing about music, is that you're constantly evolving, but there's a lot to learn. Even when you think that, I don't even think that I'm, really great at guitar, I'm comfortable with it, but I know that I have a lot of progress to make, so.
Huh. How much different you think it is? Like why is it that different? Like maybe you can explain it to me, because I don't know nothing about playing guitar.
Is it because you hold the note longer?
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, so it's more of like, instead of actual like open chords, you know what, like rhythm guitar versus like lead guitar?
No, but you can tell me.
This is a rhythm guitar. So it'd be like, so this is Fast Car by Tracy Chapman, okay?
Okay.
This is what is it? So that's a rhythm guitar, and then this would be like a lead guitar. So it's more of like plucking individual notes instead of the actual playing the whole chord.
Yeah.
That would be like electric guitar. And then you have all these pedals that you get to play with, the effects of the guitar, which you can incorporate with the acoustic guitar. But yeah, the electric guitar is like a whole different language.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
So when you play, is it just you playing the acoustic, or do you have like a band that plays with you, or like drums or anything like that?
Primarily, it's just been me playing. I do play with a loop pedal as well, which is just like an effect pedal. Like it's just a 2-board. I'll actually grab it real quick. So this is what it looks like, just your basic effect pedal board. And I get to lay down a track, so lay down the rhythm guitar, so just like that. And then I would make a beat with my guitar, so I would be able to be like. So have you ever seen Ed Sheeran play?
No, I mean, no. I'm not gonna lie. I've seen.
Yeah, no, that's okay.
I've heard his music and stuff, but I've never watched him live.
Yeah,
or anything.
But it's kind of like that. So you have like a kick drum in the back with the rhythm guitar, and then I'd be able to put like background voices in the background as well.
So just record like a segment to loop it, and then you just,
it's just a loop, and then you get to turn it on and turn it off whenever you'd like. That's
cool.
Yeah, I like that.
It's when I think I first got that for Christmas in like 2016 or 15, and first couple months I wanted to throw that thing right against the wall. I'm not gonna lie, I won't, because there's this thing called quantizing, and when you're in like a production setting, if you accidentally play the note at a wrong time or kick the drum at the wrong time, you can quantize it and it'll go right to the segment that it needs to be. But with this, when you're playing live, if you're off even like a millisecond, it's gonna mess the whole track up.
Oh man, that's
so
a lot of pressure.
like, yeah, I'm down in my basement like swear word, I'm gonna throw it at this, and my mom's like, I think you should give it up for the night. I mean, I feel like that's how I was when I was a little kid playing video games, or still am. Yeah. It's just like, you should give it up for the night. No. So. But,
that's pretty cool.
Thank you.
How long did it take you to master that one?
Oh,
longer than the guitar?
Yeah, probably.
Oh my god.
And there's like bigger. So that's like this. There's like a couple versions. So that's the step up from the first version. Then there's like a 4-board pedal that you can get. And then Ed Sheeran has this 10-board monster loop pedal where he can add like 10 different segments to loop in.
So he doesn't need a band. It's just him doing his own thing.
I saw him in Buffalo in summer of 2017. And James Blunt opened up for him with this full band, They tore down the whole band, and then he came out by himself, a one-man band, and selling out arenas and stadiums, and
I guess more money for him, I guess.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
It's like a DJ and a singer.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Do you listen to that? There's a musician online. His name is Mark. I don't know how to say his last name. Mark Rebillier or something like that. He's a musician. He creates music live using machines like that. So what he does basically, he picks a theme. Like he takes suggestions from people, an audience, and he whatever they say, like whatever the theme they say, he makes music based on that. Yeah. Live right then. So like he starts playing the drum. Either going to be hip hop or it's going to be whatever he feels that theme supposed to be, and he still just starts playing and adding synthesizers, adding all kinds of stuff, and like doing it with his mouth, doing the hi-hats with his mouth. And I'm like, what the hell's going on? And by the end of it, he has a full track, like an actual full beat, and he starts singing. He has a great voice. And he sings. He basically improvises the song about that, whatever the theme that they said.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, it's really awesome. Like, how are you that talented? Huh?
Yeah, it's impromptu.
Yeah, right then. And he actually, like, there's a whole concert, like a half an hour. Yeah. With just talking to people and getting whatever they want him to sing about. He just goes out and does it right then.
Yeah, Lupin. So have you ever heard of the musician Tash Sultana? She's like a female looper as well, and she got her she's selling out like stadiums now too, or was before pre-COVID. But I first saw her on like a Facebook video, just like looping, doing that same thing. She would have like a drum pad right next to her, do the beat, make a bass pattern, guitar, and just start singing over it, and yeah, just a one-man band, and it's incredible. Yeah.
Wow. I thought of doing that.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, there's so much more that I still would like to learn with the loop pedal too. So, yeah.
Oh man, music is just fascinating. There's so many things you can do with it.
Well, yeah, I mean that's one of the main reasons why I started playing the music in the first place, because it was just every time I would watch someone play the guitar, my jaw would just like drop. Like you could just not even be that good, just play like a chord, and I'd just be like, I want to learn. So.
What else do you do?
What else do I do for fun?
Yeah.
So I do play video games. I just got a Nintendo Switch finally, which was the most hardest thing to get.
All right, now you need to send me your information so we can Mario Kart. Mario Kart, man.
Online, yeah, Mario Kart. I got Super Mario Odyssey, which I'm in the middle of right now. I'm really big into hiking. Of course, I live in Ithaca, so as I should be.
Yeah.
But I've got 2 puppies. Well, they're not puppies, 8 and 11. So take care of them, and then just really like love to be outdoors and everything, and a lot of like entertainment. I still love watching movies and everything. So kayaking, I got a kayak.
What's your favorite console? What's your favorite console to play on? And be careful because you have fans watching. And
I know. Besides the Nintendo, because I've always been a Nintendo baby, I would say the PlayStation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. So. But.
You have a PS4 then?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I ventured out of gaming a little bit when like I started like playing music, but it's something that I've always have been interested in and I've always fallen back into, so.
Yeah, I think same thing happened to me. Like when after I graduated, I started doing more video stuff, like commercially and for I was doing weddings and I was doing corporate stuff. I was doing promo stuff for people, and I never had a chance to actually sit down and play for like 3 years, and finally this year I just started since COVID's hit, you know what, I'm going to go back to it. So I started playing more and more, and I realized how much I missed it because it was a great getaway from everything you were going on during the day, any problems at work or anything. You just sit down, you plug in, and it's a good. You play for a while, and it just feels relaxing and.
It's a whole different universe.
I realized how much I missed it, and actually I'm now in the process of making a game room so I can.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, so it'd be just like a go and whatever you want to do, huh?
Oh, an oasis.
Yes, yeah, just go in and lose yourself in that room and do whatever you want. So that's the plan. But it's a good thing to have that outlet, I think, especially for creative people.
Oh yeah.
Because you've been in your head so many times and for so long that you need that outlet.
Yeah. Yeah. Most of the time, I have like a hard time. Do I want to watch a movie tonight? Do I want to watch a TV show, or do I want to play a game? That's the struggle. That's the real.
That is it's terrible because I know it's really like roll your eyes bad to say, but they have so many options now for movies, shows. You know what I mean? Like it's even if you only have Netflix, you turn it on, and you have I just waste time just scrolling through to figure out what to watch.
Well, I was just like, I was telling Jessica, I'm just going to spend 30 to 45 minutes looking for something to watch.
And by the time we're done, I'm like, what? It's like 10 o'clock and I want
to I'll do it again tomorrow,
Figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have HBO Max, which is another amazing streaming service. And they have, they have all the Harry Potter movies on there. So
WB,
I haven't seen them since, like, the last one came out in 2011. So I was just like, let's just binge watch them. Like maybe like watch one a night. If I don't have a show, we can watch one. So I was just like, I don't want to watch this last movie because I'm gonna get upset because now I can't watch it anymore. It's just like, after you finish like a series, you're just like upset. It's come to an end. So I've always been like that. So
what else do they have in there? Like I know it's a WB, so everything that's Warner Brothers is gonna be in there.
Yeah. Well, but they have like a bunch. They all have like it's Cartoon Network on there, all different affiliations.
Do they have the old Cartoon Network shows like from the 90s?
I think so.
Like Johnny Bravo and.
So I'm not. Do they?
What?
Do they have? I'm not.
No, I just heard Johnny Bravo.
Oh. I'm pretty sure that they do. I'm not. Don't quote me on that. They have the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air on there. I turned that on one morning. I was like, I'm gonna make myself a cup of coffee. I was just like, I'm gonna put it on the background. My coffee got cold because I had to finish watching the episode. Yeah. I was just like, this I can't watch it just in the background. So.
Do you think that's terrible? That's bad that they have so many options now. Like,
Oh yeah.
especially with like just services now. Like they have Disney, and each big company is doing their own.
Yeah.
And they're all asking at least $10 to $15. Like how?
Yeah. I don't have cable. I don't have.
I don't either. But like, it's gonna come to a point where people are gonna be like, you know what? I'm not getting this anymore.
Yeah.
It's gonna be each one is like asking for. So it's gonna be like $100 by the time you're done getting all of them.
Yeah.
Which is defeats the purpose of getting. You know what I mean? The whole point of Netflix and these small ones, that way you can just not have cable or whatever, and you can have still options to watch movies and shows that come out.
Yeah.
It's saturated in the market.
For sure, yeah. Yeah. Thank God I have my parents' information to go off of. If I didn't have that,
You're broke.
I don't know if I would have HBO Max. Definitely not. But yeah, no, I 100% agree. You know, they're all competing with each other too.
Right,
you know?
right.
It's just like, I think I had this conversation with my mom too. She's like, what do you want to get rid of? You know, and I was just like, I would be okay without Hulu. You know, I'm fine with that.
Hulu's like the worst one. That's fine.
Yeah, you know, it's
Don't
just like,
make anything good.
Sometimes, you know, Netflix is a hit or a miss depending on, you know, like what you've watched. You know,
Yeah.
they'll have a surge of really good stuff coming one month, and then it's just like.
I think for Netflix, they're really the real gems, the real good ones that I experience are the ones that are not from here. Like they have so many shows that are from either Europe or Korea, or they're so good. Like the storytelling in them is so great.
Is Outlander from another?
Outlander is BBC, I think, is the one that started. Okay. And that's it's not a original. It's I think it's I think it's BBC and Stars, if I'm not mistaken.
That's one that I've been meaning to get into because everybody that I've talked to is just
a few of my friends are watching that too. Yeah. I watched a couple episodes of it. It's a good premise.
Yeah. It's just there's just it's just like
so many of them.
I know, right, and then it's just like, do I have time to really sit down and watch this right now? Do I want to watch something? Well, especially for the longest time, during these 3.5 months, it was just like there's such dark things going on in the media, and there's a lot of high stress where it's just like I wanted to watch something on TV it didn't take a lot of effort to watch.
Yeah.
It was just like I just want to watch something and I can watch it without thinking about anything. And a lot of the shows, Ozark is one that I've been really meaning to get into, but it takes a lot of effort to watch it and it's draining,
I think that's a good. I watched half of the season. That's the problem. Like I start watching them, and then like halfway through, something else comes out. Yeah. You're like, ooh, I wonder what that's about. And then you start it, and you totally forget about the other one, and then it just keeps going. Like I have like 6 or 7 shows that I really like, but I only watched half of the season.
Right.
And then I moved on to something else because something else came out.
Yeah.
And it just distracted me from it.
Mm-hmm.
Or a game came out, and then I'm like, I'm gonna play the game now, and then it's a really tough. See, like we young people have so much stress that old people don't understand.
This is the definition of first world problems, right?
I know. It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Did you see? Do you like Friends at all? Do you watch Friends?
Oh yeah, that's on HBO Max.
They took it off Netflix.
Livid when they took that off Netflix.
Yeah.
Well, I was just like, my goal was to finish watching all 10 seasons before New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
And I think I got in the middle of season 6 and it
was gone.
But then 6 months now, it's just like, it's not even on the forefront of my mind. It's on HBO Max. I have HBO Max. Do I have a desire to watch Friends? No. So.
Did you know that they're doing a reunion episode?
Are they?
Yeah.
Was it confirmed?
Officially, yeah. They were supposed to film it at some point now, but they stopped. They didn't because of COVID. But they said that if it makes sense for them, they might film it in September.
Nice.
So we'll see. Depends on how how COVID thing goes the next few weeks, but Yeah, when I saw that, I'm like, oh, that's interesting. And it's going to be unscripted, so they're not going to write. It's not going to be an actual. Yeah, so they're going to improvise the episode basically. That's going to be interesting to see.
That's
right?
going to be really well. I was just like, yeah, they're gonna have to do a lot of research, especially since they haven't played those roles in.
They probably know them by heart. They played it for 10 years. It's like you lived it every day, right?
Yeah, that's true.
That's going to be interesting to see. And I after I saw that, I saw a picture of Matthew Perry, and I'm like, dude, you got to do something. You got to be on camera soon. Like he looks like he's just lost touch with reality.
Yeah, I was actually just looking at Matthew Perry a couple days ago too. He was not looking his best.
Yeah, he did not look healthy.
Jen Aniston and.
I gotta look him up.
You gotta look him up right now.
You're gonna look him up right now. You're gonna pull him up. Just look at his Instagram. That's all you have to do.
Matthew Perry.
Yes.
She's laughing in the background.
Yeah. Well, because it's just Well, Chandler was just such Chandler was a great looking guy, you know. Matthew Perry was great looking, and then
he's got tits.
You got what?
He's got tits. That's crazy.
Him and what's Joey's name? What is
Matt LeBlanc.
Yeah, they just
Yeah, they were good. They're good duo. They had some really funny moments.
I feel like it's always a Friends Seinfeld battle though. Like it's just like
Seinfeld is for older people. No, I don't know. I'm sorry about that.
I like
Seinfeld.
Better than Seinfeld. I never got into Seinfeld.
I never, because I grew up in Morocco. I didn't grow up here,
right.
And they didn't play Seinfeld a lot.
Yeah.
And Friends was on all the time, right. So I never got a chance to get into Seinfeld, and I watched a couple episodes later when once I realized what it was, and it was okay, but I just never got into it. So I don't know how truly funny it is because I've never actually got into it.
Yeah.
But if you love Seinfeld, that's awesome. That's great.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with Seinfeld.
I don't have a problem with either.
And my older brother loves Seinfeld, so
I don't like his stand-ups though. I don't know why.
Jerry Springer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Jerry Springer. Jerry Springer is the Jerry Springer. Huh?
Who was it? Who's the
Jerry Seinfeld.
Jerry Seinfeld. There we go. I don't know why I said Springer. I'm getting my Jerry's messed up.
Okay, I could call him Jerry. But he released a stand-up special a few weeks ago on Netflix. Yeah. I watched the first 15, 20 minutes of it, and I didn't like it. I felt very familiar. Right. And I just felt very, I didn't feel organic at all. And I feel like he's forcing a lot of the jokes that was trying to tell. I'm like,
Have you watched the Pete Davidson stand-up on Netflix?
I did.
Did you like that? I was looking at that. You didn't like it?
No, I didn't. Do you like him?
I was just about to say I have mixed feelings about Pete Davidson.
Man.
I enjoy I love SNL. So I enjoy some of the skits that he does on SNL. And I would be interested in watching that King of Staten Island movie that he just came out with. Yeah. So, but
we talked to Brandon a couple of weeks ago. He's a film producer out of Maryland, and he watched it. I didn't watch it. He watched the actual movie.
Yeah.
And he told me, man, he's the worst. He's the worst thing in the movie. He's supposed to be the star of the movie. So I'm like, oh my god. Yeah.
I think it's supposed to be loosely based upon his life too. I think that's the most intriguing part about it is that
that's the worst part about it. It just it's I don't know. I didn't see it, so I can't really tell. That's what he said. Which I don't know. I don't like his stand up. I watched it more than half of it.
Right.
And it was just his jokes were corny. It was nothing that nothing clever about his jokes, nothing in the man, this there was no moments at all where I was literally laughing. I was maybe a chuckle or something, and I'm like, okay. It didn't really give me, and it's unfortunate. Because sometimes he's great in SNL. Some of the skits they do, he's actually pretty funny there.
Yeah. Yeah,
Although although a lot of people from our area won't like him. I'm not sure if you're aware, but he came.
In Syracuse, yeah.
Yes, you heard about that?
Oh, yeah. It was all over Facebook.
It was all over the place.
You can't scroll through Facebook without looking at that. Who was it? Machine Gun Kelly who was with him as well?
I think so.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but I think. Did you heard about that, Mike?
No.
He came and did a movie. Was it like 2 years ago? I think 2018, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was about like 2 summers ago, I feel like, yeah.
And he did treat him well. Like they basically treat him like a star that comes in and films in the area, from what I heard, and like, and everything went well. As far as everybody knows, everything went well. And then when he went back to New York City, he started bashing Syracuse and people of Syracuse and how it was a trash town. And
Oh shit.
yeah, and I'm like, whoa, he's not coming back here.
Yeah.
Oh
Machine
man.
Gun Kelly, he was supposed to have a show in Binghamton. I don't know if they traveled together or not, but that got canceled.
No, he was in the movie because Machine Gun Kelly is an actor too.
Oh, okay. Was that the movie about that singer, Machine Gun Kelly, who was playing as like Axl Rose or something?
I don't even know what do you know what the movie is, Rachel?
I don't know, but now I'm like looking
Look it up.
IMDb. I'm like, I got IMDb this. Oh man.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, even if you had a bad time in a place, you're not gonna say that in a radio in public. Like, come on. Especially if you're a stand-up comedian. Like,
That's a pretty big city though, too. Like,
Oh yeah,
like
so it's
pulling in numbers.
yeah.
it's called The Dirt. It's based on the best-selling autobiography from Motley Crue.
Yeah, Motley Crue. That's what I meant.
Yeah. So
Yeah, he trashed the whole town and everybody that worked on from the area. That basically said that they treated him like shit or whatever, and so people were like, you know what? Don't come back here.
Oh, really?
oh my God.
So even if he does a tour again, I wouldn't think it's a good idea to come back.
Come up to upstate New York.
Syracuse.
No.
Huh?
To come up to central New York, no.
Yeah, but he probably could do like. Where did they film the movie? Was it Syracuse?
I think so.
So you could probably go to like Buffalo or stay
Yeah.
away. Don't go to Syracuse.
There's a couple people who I follow, like just like friends or like acquaintances on, Instagram. You meet somebody one time and it's just like, you want to be friends on Instagram? And that's how it works. Anyway,
Yeah.
scroll through their stories. I feel like people who really enjoy him, and I feel like this is the same way with a lot of stars, they're diehard fans though, like they're, yeah.
You think he has diehard fans in Syracuse though?
No. Yes, because this is the person I'm talking about. But
Oh man, that's crazy. Have you traveled anywhere playing music beside in the area here? Have you thought about like going on a bigger tour?
I do eventually, yes, want to tour around, like do like an East Coast tour, or like across the country and everything. I played in Nashville. I think it was 2016 at the Bluebird Cafe. They were doing an open mic night there, but that's like the only like out of state show that I've really done. Besides down in Florida, because my aunt lives in Florida as well. But as far as like touring, like states, I haven't really delved into that area. But that is something that, as in the next couple of years, that I definitely would love to do. But right now, I don't think it's feasible to do that.
Yeah, this is not a good idea to do
Yeah.
it now. So much going on.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you need to have like an angle as far as music goes now? There's so many artists that are trying to make, especially in the country here. Do you feel like you need to have an angle to get noticed?
What do you mean as like far as angle?
Like for instance, like those loopers, I'll call them loopers, because they improvise and loop on the spot, and some of them they have a twist into that in the music industry, so like they can actually like have a lane of their own that they can own and actually make market out of it.
So you mean just kind of like something that
Your own demographic.
Yeah.
Something that hasn't been done before to try to, you know what I mean?
No, yeah, authentic. I think, staying true to yourself, I think that's the biggest thing. I don't want to be anything that I'm not or try to be something that I'm not, I'm also just, still trying to find my voice as well, as a musician and as primarily as a songwriter. I feel like now these couple of songs that I've recently written, one that I have in the works right now, is the niche that I kind of want to go towards. But I mean,
you mean the one you're gonna play for us later on tonight?
Yes,
today?
that's correct.
Okay.
I mean, it is very competitive, but like I don't feel a need to have like make up a sad story. Like I'm just I want to be myself. So
That's good. I mean, that's still because it's just sometimes I think because I talked to Maddie Walsh. I'm sure you know her.
Oh, yeah.
She plays there. I talked to her a few weeks ago and on the show here, and I told her I just couldn't believe that she wasn't signed. Like because their band is so good,
yeah,
and they've been traveling all over the place. I figured, I mean, like somebody that good that's playing all over the place,
yeah,
they get noticed, and like get snagged by a big company or something to get them. And it just said it made me realize that how hard it is.
Oh yeah.
For like especially in music and acting, and like it's something that you have to have luck and talent and the combination of the two that to actually make it. And sometimes you don't have the luck and you're talented. How do you go about that? You know what I mean? And it's just
I think musicians, we know the reality of the situation. It's not like something that like I wake up one morning and be like, I'm going to be famous, like I'm going to be a Justin Bieber, it's not something. We have love for what we do. We enjoy playing music. And that's the reason why, she's been in a band for 10 years, hustling the way that she has. It's she loves doing what she likes. I love doing it, and I will continue doing it. It's not, although I would like to get signed to a record contract, tour across the country, go overseas and play for people, that is my goal. Yes. Am I happy and content doing what I am right now? Yeah. Is there room to grow? Of course, there's always room to grow. And each year you see yourself, just how you were saying with, the podcast, whatever you're doing, you see it getting better and better and better, and that's really inspiring. But I mean, of course it's discouraging sometimes, but when I go to work, when singing, I don't really think of it as work. I love doing what I do.
Right. It's not really work if you're doing something you love, right?
Yeah. But there's definitely times where, you have a really great show and then you go out and sing the next night and nobody's really paying attention to you. Nobody's clapping. You're singing to, people in there, but it feels like an empty room, and it's hard, but you just got to, people come up to me and say, wow, you were singing like everybody was really paying attention to you. It's just like, well, I like what I do, and I like being able to feel the music. I also do it for myself. I go up there, sing for myself every night too. So.
Yeah, I have my father's a musician. He's self-taught too. He never actually like went to school or anything, but he plays so many instruments. Like do you know Lud, that Middle Eastern play, the kind of like a guitar, but he plays that. He plays
beautiful instrument.
Yeah, he plays the ney, which is like a flute, but it's a Middle Eastern flute. It's called ney. There he plays the violin. And I don't know how he did it all. Like he never took music lesson in his life. And it's all back then they didn't have YouTube. They didn't have all that stuff. So I'm like, how did you do that? Like how? And when I was young, he had so many instruments that I decided to learn one too. And he'd give me some of his and I try to copy what he's doing. Mm-hmm. And that's what he told me. I just watched people do it.
Yeah.
and I copied whatever they were doing.
Hmm.
And I'm like, that's just it's impossible to me. Like, how?
Well,
Like, you
and,
have to like be watching him 24/7 to know exactly how he did. You know, it's fascinating.
yeah, and he probably loved, it was his escape, like you were talking about, like playing video games. I just
Yeah,
want to sit down and escape, like that. Most of the time when I go to sit down to play guitar, unless I have like, oh, I'm going to practice tonight, I'm going to do this. When I pick it up, it's just like I need like a little release. I need something to, and I think you get into playing music in the first place, is because you enjoy doing it, you love what you do, So I think for him and for anybody who, devotes hours on end to playing any instrument or learning any craft, it first comes from like love and wanting to learn.
yeah.
And then, yeah, so.
He's
And then
yeah.
it's,
He's go ahead.
and I think sometimes it's hard too, especially when you get really further into it, separating, work from like pleasure. It's just like I can't think of playing music as work.
Right. Yeah. He fascinates me. He has so many talents. Ended up being ended up being in the military after all. So he didn't even do anything professional or whatever he had. It still like baffles me to this day. Like, you have all these talents, you decided to go and become a secretary in the military. Like, so he didn't really do anything. He still does it like he as a hobby.
Yeah.
But it's I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's great. I mean, being in the military and everything, thank you for, yeah. I mean,
No, it's different. Like, it's back home, not here. So it's
yeah.
it's different over there. But he basically was a secretary for like a general or something. So he didn't really do anything about paperwork.
Yeah.
So it's a boring job. And he even told me it was a boring job. But like, he just never actually, he never went for his shot. And I'm sure if I asked him now, he'll be like, I should have. You know what I mean? And I think that's one of the reason why I'm trying to do now.
Yeah.
This, just because I don't want to look at it 30 years from, like, you know what? I really should have done this instead of this,
That's exactly how I felt, when I graduated from TC3. It's just like, I don't want to look back and, I still don't want to look back and think I didn't give it my all, like I'm not doing everything that I can do, Yeah. So.
What about you, Mike? Have you thought about that at all? Like, have you, like, doing work versus something you love? Have you like thought about it at all? How you're gonna go about it?
Doing something I love versus
You're doing the regular job. Like, have you thought about like going for it? I mean, we are doing it now, but have you thought about it beforehand?
Yeah, like quitting the job and going for like career.
Yeah, not necessarily quitting, but like at least trying to give it your all as much as you can. You know what I mean?
No. I think like I'm in kid mode right now, and I haven't like really put that effort forward. Like, once my kids grow up, if I still have the passion for filmmaking and photography, I'll put all my chips in and possibly move to a bigger city where it's in higher demand. But I just like having fun with it right now. It's more of a hobby for me anymore. I was doing it professionally, but I stepped back, and I just want to have fun with it.
You feel like you're happier after you've done that? Is it less pressure when you know where you just I don't.
When I was doing it for money, it was just like I felt grimy. Like I don't know. I just didn't feel like I was in it for the right reason.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know.
I think when you start looking like that, you start looking at it as a job more than a passion, more than something that you love.
Right.
Yeah.
When you look at it just for the financial, I think that's one of the reasons why I stopped. Like, I had offers to do corporate stuff and more of that kind of work, and I just didn't take it.
Right.
I just, because it's not me. I don't see myself doing corporate work, like, video wise. You know what I mean? I don't. That's gonna burn me, and then when that happens, then I'm not gonna have any desire or passion to do anything creative. So I guess that's a good thing to step back sometimes and just do something that you love for the love of it instead of for the money.
I feel like I'm thankful for COVID because, of that.
Yeah.
Because you know what, it gave me the opportunity to be like, let me change my set list around, because, you kind of get burnt out playing the same material over and over again. And it's just like, it's just the same thing over and over again. So it was nice to have some time off and to be able to recuperate.
How many songs have you written since COVID?
Written maybe like 4 or 5, but I've learned cover.
It's like a mixtape, basically.
Yeah. So cover, I've learned 25 to 30 new cover songs.
Wow. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Did you so we're gonna expect a mixtape here by like September or something? You think?
Maybe. I mean, I in the process of recording a song right now called Let's Fall, which I will sing for you guys later on. And that is, I'm not producing it myself. I'm going through a studio called Electric Wilburland Studios. It's based in Newfields. And it's basically more of like a live instead of like fully produced, synthesizers vibe that I've had in the past. This is more of a live feel, what you're actually going to see at a show. The only part that I have to add right now is a cello. So I'm having somebody from a different band, a band called Strange Heavy. Her name's Mackenzie. She's going to come in and play the cello next week, to it. So.
What's the song about?
A couple. Well, this woman who finds this man at a party, and like the spark of attraction, and she kind of like falls in love with him, or they fall in love together because it's Let's Fall in Love. And then they go through different stages of life. So the first verse is them meeting at a party, falling in love, that spark. And then the second verse is one of the first lines in the second verse is, the moving truck won't fit all of our shit in it. So now they're a couple years into the relationship, they pick back and forth, and it's just kind of the stages of relationship going through, that's which I am in a relationship with my partner now. It's like, you find love in different aspects of each other. It's like at first, it's just like this spark, I want to be around you all the time. Lust, now you're in this part a couple of years down the road where it's just like, I do still love you, but it's a different type of love, And then for people who have been together for like 25 years or 10 years, it's just like, can you imagine that,
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's a great idea.
Thank you. I'll say it on here first. For the music video, I want to get a lot of my friends who are in a relationship together, like couples, and video them, just like going out about their day, like whether it be they just met, like a couple, like they're on a date somewhere or in their house making coffee, waking up for a Sunday morning, and then integrated that would be me with my girlfriend too. So it's just like, it's real, it's raw,
Is a song from perspective of both, like they're speaking to each other or talking about it, like the couple?
It's more of like the one narrator saying to the other person, like, this is how I feel, like, let's fall in love.
The couple, right? Like the couple talking to each other in poetry, basically.
Yeah.
You know what would be cool? It's a free thing. You don't have to do it.
I like
if you take, I like the idea of having the actual couple, like different in different stages of their relationship. What if you put them like in front of like a white background and have them sing the song?
Yeah.
To each other, you know what I mean? And it'll be different couple. So it'd be more of like an intimate thing. They're singing to each other instead of that'd be cool. I mean, either, but the idea of having to spend the day together, that's pretty awesome too.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be like multiple, like maybe like 4 or 5 couples. It's not just going to be the same couple.
Yeah.
So I mean, I could definitely integrate that in there, and so. But.
Are you going to do a performance of it too? Like just the shot of you doing it, the song?
Maybe. I'm not sure yet. I haven't really kind of
you can sing to
storyboard it
them.
out
You can
then,
sing to
so.
them while you're sitting around in a circle.
Yeah.
There you go. You play with a guitar, right? So you sit
Yeah.
down on a guitar and like just play and sing, and they're like just like it'd be like a sweet moment. It'd be awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know what the lyrics is. Probably the lyrics are really raw, and I'm like, like, oh, you probably shouldn't be singing this in front of us. That's pretty funny. So you think you're gonna release something as a mixtape or as a package here, or do you like because I've seen a lot of artists releasing singles instead of a whole thing. Is that a new trend?
Yeah, 100%. I was actually just having this conversation with Will Russell, who runs Electric Will Berlin Studios. People's attention span these days are not like a whole album long. Like when people release an album, people aren't usually going to listen from track 1 to track 12 or track 1 to track 15. And that's why releasing a single, like they have their attention for 3 minutes, 4 minutes. But most of the time, like people don't sit, unless you're driving somewhere, unless you're driving in a car. Like think about, are you going to come home and listen to a whole album? Unless it's like your diehard favorite,
Yeah. A lot of people just do playlists, right? You just pick up from here, from there, from
pick
here.
A song here, pick a song here. Oh, I like this song, It's just like, it's just not the thing anymore, That's why people a couple of years ago, I think 2018, I released 4 singles back to back to back, and then made them into a CD to sell at my shows. But it's because it's just a song that might have been important to me on that album. People might not even they might really go past because they don't have the time to listen to the whole album.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So
yeah,
I'll probably release a couple singles, and then what I really want to do is I want to re-record all of my material that I wrote all the way back and released all the way back in 2016 and compile it into this into an LP. So
that's a good idea, because I've noticed that I follow a few artists on just on YouTube and Spotify and stuff, but I'm like, they haven't released an album in a long time, and I'm going through to see their track list, and it's like single. I'm like, all right, and there are a lot of them doing it. So I think it's
definitely
it's definitely a trend. And I think part of it is because of streaming services, because now it's so easy to get a hold of your song. You don't have to wait for a CD or or for a whole album to listen to the whole thing. It's easy access.
But, well, people don't really. I don't have a CD player in my car, and it's
right.
Vinyls are in, that's a trend, but if it wasn't for vinyls, I wouldn't really listen to an album all the way from front to back unless I was on a long car drive. Sometimes I drive 3 hours, 2 hours to a show, and that's when I really would listen to albums. But other than that, I don't really come home and be like, I put on music, but it's more of a playlist,
Right, playlist. Yeah, I think that's music is getting they're adapting.
Yeah.
All right, so you want to tell us what songs you're gonna play for us?
Yeah,
I want to hear some music.
All right. Well, I'm going to do, the first one I'm going to do is The Reckoning, which is the one that I produced in my bedroom and is out you can listen to it on RachelBeverlyMusic.com and my Facebook page, music page, Rachel Beverly Music. This is the one that I wrote from the Girls HBO TV series. And then I just kind of, I wrote a little bit of tidbit so I can tell you what the song's about. So I said, this is one of the most difficult songs to choose a title for. I originally wanted to title it Mama Said, but a close friend of mine suggested The Reckoning, and I want to get into really why they chose that, but the message they got from the song was very different from what I wrote. So it's just like, I wrote this song, and I thought it was going to be perceived as another thing, and he perceived it as a completely different thing, which is like the magic of songwriting.
That's art, basically. Yeah. It's interpretive, yeah.
Yeah, so I decided to call it The Reckoning because that's the way that he interpreted it. So, yeah. All right. Make sure this. If you can't tell, I've had this guitar for a really long time. You can see the. Because I don't play with the pick, so every time I strum, I like hit
Oh,
the.
you had it like.
All right. My mama said to me, can't go back, it's time to leave. I don't know which way to go, but I know it's down the road, down the road. I've seen faces come to life, all because you're by my side. You're not here to set me free. I guess it's really time to leave, time to leave. Maybe it's because, well, I love too much. Can't blame me for love. Let's just give this up. Maybe months down the road, we'll find each other growing old. Reconnect for a night or two, yeah. I don't know that much about you anymore. Maybe it's because, well, I love too much. Can't blame me for love. Let's just give this up. My mama said to me, can't go back, it's time to leave. I don't know which way to go, but I know it's down the road, down the road.
Wow,
Thank you.
that is a great one.
Thank you. So that one was basically about a relationship between Charlie and Marnie from the Girls series on HBO, and she fell out of love with him, and this is coming from Charlie's perspective, and like maybe it's because, well, I love too much, can't blame me for love, let's just give it up. So basically she fell out of love with him, and he was smothering her with love. So, and now it's just like, you've been together for 8 years, 10 years, you've got to just find a completely different direction of your life. So it's kind of like my mama said to me, can't go back, it's time to leave. So.
Have you thought about like cutting the actual song with some of the scenes of the show? And
No,
like,
but that's a good idea.
Yeah, you should. That's gonna get you a lot of views if you do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, put that on YouTube. Oh
yeah.
man. Yeah. Oh man, that's a great idea.
Yeah, no, write it down, because this guy is the comfort album for me. So.
All right. So yeah, this next one.
This is the fall one.
Yes. Yeah. This one's Let's Fall. You remember how earlier you were saying you wrote something and you were like, you hid it away for a couple months or something.
Yeah.
And I don't know if this is good. Well, when I first started to write this one, I was just, fooling around, and Jessica came in and she was just like, what is that? And I was just like, I'm just messing around. It's nothing. I was just going to like, put it to the side. She's like, you got to keep going with that one. So, as much as I love The Reckoning, this is one of my favorite songs. Yeah, so. Let's fall in love. Let's fall apart into each other's arms. I might just ramble on. I've had too much to drink. So many people here, too much company. Too much company. I look across the room, you're looking fine as hell. I'm just so nervous, dear. You got me under your spell. Under your spell, yeah. So let's fall in love. Let's fall apart into each other's arms. Watch my life unfold. All my stories told from another perspective. Give me some kind of direction, babe. The moving truck won't fit all of our shit in it. Oh, we fight so much sometimes. I think that this is it. Maybe this is it. You catch me off my guard, surprise me every day with everything you do. How can I walk away? I can't just walk away. So let's fall in love. Let's fall apart into each other's arms. Watch my life unfolds. All my stories told from another perspective. Give me some kind of direction, babe. I saw you looking at me. One taste was all that I need. I'll keep you on repeat till it happens. I thought after some time this thing between us would die. Maybe a little naive, but it happens. It's gonna happen. So let's fall in love. Let's fall apart into each other's arms. Watch my life unfolds. All my stories told from another perspective. Give me some kind of direction, babe.
Man, that got me goosebumps all over me. That's a great song. Wow.
Thank you.
That's like premiering here, right? That's the first time you played it live?
Well, I played it on Facebook Live and other shows, but yeah.
Oh man. But first time with other people
Yes.
in a podcast. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's a great song.
Thank you.
Are you an introvert by any chance?
I feel like I'm both, like an extrovert and an introvert. Why do you ask?
No, you just had a line in that song where you said there's too many people here, and I felt that line.
Yeah.
I was just like, yeah, like I'm in a room full of people. There's way too many people in this motherfucker.
The first line, I might just ramble on. I've had too much to drink. So many people here, too much company. You know, when you're at a party, it's just like, whenever I'm at a party, I'm always, you know, like a wallflower. You're always just like at the wall, you know, it's just like, unless I get like really intoxicated, you know, it's just like, I like talking, but I like heartfelt conversations, you know, you know, I don't want to be talking with a bunch of people, you know, I like, you know, that one-on-one aspect of things.
Yeah.
Especially if you don't know a lot of the people in the party, it just makes it.
Oh yeah, you know,
you just want to stay away from everyone.
Especially depending on what kind of mood you're in, you know.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
why it's just like sometimes I can be like, you know, let's do it, you know. But then most of the time I'm just like I would like to chill, you know, and yeah. I don't really go to the bar anymore, you know. It's just like
Yeah.
Unless it's like a Sunday afternoon, it's just like, oh, let's go have a drink somewhere.
Yeah.
But,
so are both songs out on Spotify or just The Reckoning?
The Reckoning isn't out on Spotify. That one's on my website and rachelbeverly.com. And then soon, both of them, yes, will be out on Spotify. Let's Fall is the one that was, I need to add the cello to it.
Right. So, yeah, so you guys can follow Rachel on Spotify. You know what else they can do on Spotify? You can check out Diary of the Mouth podcast there and listen to us there, because it helps us a lot when you listen to our podcast there. Spotify or iTunes or, you know, your favorite podcast application. Throw us a salad and listen to some of them there, will you? To the people. I'm talking to the people there.
Oh, I've listened to some of them. They're great. So, yes, I highly recommend going to listen to them. You got a long drive, you don't want to pay attention to work, there you go.
Yeah, you should. Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Podcasts are great to have, you know, to listen to on long trips. Even if you're home and just doing stuff around the house.
Oh, yeah.
It's good to have.
Doing mundane chores. And
yeah. Well, I appreciate you coming, stopping over and taking time from your creative sessions to actually hang out with us. I have a proposition for you, and see if you think if you're interested. Okay. I've been thinking. I did a podcast last week with a magician, and we did a live magic tricks.
Okay.
And I posted a small video of it today.
Okay.
And we had people come in and actually, like, he did the magic tricks to them, and it was actually a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So would you be interested in doing like a concert style? You
don't even have to say the rest of it. Yeah.
You know what I mean? I had this thought of actually like inviting musicians, 3 or 4, when we'll do like a jam session for like an hour jam. You know what I mean? So like each person will take like 15 minutes, tell us about the song like we just did. Tell us about the songs, how you wrote them, or how you came up with the ideas and all that stuff, and then play the song for people. What do you think?
I think that's a brilliant idea. Yeah, I mean, especially now since social distancing is still, you know, and people, they're, you know, you still have to stay in your home. And most of the time, like I said, musicians really can't go to each other's shows because they're playing as well. So I think that's a fun idea, you know? Yeah.
All right, so we have one artist here, Mike.
I'll be here.
We gotta find 3 more to get this ready. Okay, that's good, because I'll start actively working on it, because I think it'll be actually a lot of fun to do it like that.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I could also. I've got a couple other musician friends. One great band from Ithaca, based in Ithaca, is their name is Kite String. They're a great group of guys that I'm friends with, and they write basically all they perform is original music. So I think that would be kind of cool to have them on here.
Yeah, let's communicate. Send me the info now. I'll talk to them.
Yeah, for sure.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you this was great fun. We get to learn a lot about you.
Yeah,
Your music is amazing. And there's a bright future ahead of you, I'm sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm excited for you to see what you do. Just these 2 songs, man, they just hit, especially the second one hit me right in the feels.
Oh, thank you.
It's a great song.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Let's stay in contact, right? And we'll if once I have like a solid, like introduce me if you know anybody else that would be interested in doing it.
Yeah, I mean, interested in doing this
The
as well.
concert. Yeah, even this. Yeah, that'll be awesome. But thank you so much. I hope you enjoy the week and the weekend and stay safe out there.
Yeah, see you guys too. Oh my God.
All right, see you later.
All right, bye. Thank you guys.